From ballrooms to balance sheets, how Princess Gloria turned jewels into survival. From a teenage waitress to the wife of one of Europe's wealthiest aristocrats, Prince Johannes von Thurn and Taxis, 3 decades her senior, Gloria's life played out like a modern fairy tale with a punk rock twist. At just 20, also known as German Diana walked down the aisle 3 months pregnant, and straight into a whirlwind of opulence and scandalous glamour. The couple became infamous for their extravagant costume balls, jet-set lifestyle, and their place at the centre of European high society. Yet the fairy tale took a sharp turn. When Prince Johannes died in the early 1990s, Gloria, just 30 years old, was left a widow, a mother of 3, and unexpectedly, the head of a crumbling empire leaving behind a $500 million tax debt. But Gloria defied all expectations, trading tiaras for balance sheets and ball gowns for practicality. To save the Thurn and Taxis legacy, she sold historic jewels like the Empire Diadem 1820s, a pair of 19th century diamond bracelets for $121,875, and the 18th century golden fleece brooch estimated at $243,750. She took charge of the estate, managed the household herself, and devoted her life to securing the future for her son, Prince Albert. Thurn and Taxis Sapphire Tiara. This magnificent 19th century creation by F. Kreuter, renowned for its grand empire-style design. This royal family heirloom towering diadem features intricate openwork set entirely with diamonds, with a central oval sapphire framed in diamonds topped by a cushion-cut sapphire and accented with 4 additional sapphires. The tiara is part of a spectacular sapphire and diamond parure, which includes a versatile necklace and a pair of imposing earrings. The parure was either reworked or expanded in the 19th century by the Hanau-based Kreuter firm, specialists in white jewels, likely incorporating gemstones from the family's heirloom collection. Archduchess Margaret Clementine of Austria, the 8th Princess of Thurn and Taxis, was famously photographed wearing the tiara and necklace in the late 19th century after passing to Countess Gloria, who made a grand appearance in it after decades in 1980 to a ball at Schloss St. Emmeram on the eve of her marriage. Throughout the 1980s, Princess Gloria frequently wore the sapphire and diamond necklace, sometimes in its all-diamond version, often paired with the dramatic earrings. One such appearance was at the 1983 baptism of Prince Albert von Thurn and Taxis. In 1987, she wore the sapphire necklace fastened with a sapphire bow brooch at the April in Paris ball at New York's Waldorf Hotel, alongside her famously flamboyant hairstyle that really shook the princely world. Notably, the sapphire parure was not included in the 1992 auction of Thurn and Taxis jewels. It made a rare appearance on Princess Gloria in 1993 at the wedding ball of hereditary Prince Alois of Liechtenstein and Duchess Sophie in Bavaria. Another standout piece from the parure is the Thurn and Taxis sapphire bow brooch, which, like the tiara, remained in Princess Gloria's personal collection and was never part of the 1992 auction. Believed to have been created by F. Kreuter of Hanau in the 19th century, the brooch features a large central sapphire, framed by a dramatic diamond-set bow and finished with a prominent pearl pendant, likely crafted using historic family stones. The was pictured wearing the brooch in formal portraits during the 20th century. After the 8th Princess of Thurn and Taxis, Archduchess Margaret, it went in the hands of Princess Gloria. She wore it in creative and unconventional ways, most famously as the clasp of the family's sapphire and diamond necklace at the 1987 April in Paris ball at the Waldorf Astoria in New York, where she also debuted her wildly exaggerated hairstyle. Another memorable moment came in 1989 at Rudolf Nureyev's 51st birthday celebration at the Paris Opera, where Gloria boldly incorporated the brooch into her hairstyle. The piece reappeared in 1997 at the wedding gala of Archduke Georg of Austria and Duchess Elika of Oldenburg, this time worn traditionally, pinned to her gown as a brooch. Emerald Tiara. The emerald tiara, created by London jeweller Hancock's, was originally showcased at the 1855 Paris exhibition. A gift from the 8th Prince to his wife, Princess Margaret, the tiara features an elegant scrolling diamond design set with pear-shaped cabochon emeralds. It forms part of a parure that includes a matching necklace and earrings. Princess Margrethe was the first to be photographed wearing the emerald parure, both in formal portraits and at the 1923 wedding of her daughter, Princess Helene, to Prince Friedrich of Saxony. The parure later passed to Princess Gloria, who wore it frequently during her marriage to Prince Johannes. After his death, Gloria worked diligently to restore the family's financial standing and secure her son Prince Albert's future. While many jewels were sold during this period, the emerald tiara and its parure were preserved. Gloria continued to wear the set for grand occasions, including the 2003 wedding ball of Duchess Fleur of Württemberg and Count Moritz von Goes, and even loaned it to her sister-in-law, Princess Irina of Hesse. In 2015, the tiara was featured in a Vanity Fair photo shoot, worn by both Gloria and her daughter, Princess Elizabeth von Thurn on Taxis, a Vogue-style editor. Elizabeth paired the historic piece with her mother's couture gowns, giving the heirloom a contemporary flair. Another jewel gifted to Princess Margrethe by her husband was a magnificent emerald and diamond stomacher, also crafted by Hancocks. Created around 1860, the piece featured an intricate trellis design of interlaced diamonds and a central octagonal emerald, surrounded by smaller brilliants and step-cut emeralds. The detachable central cluster could be worn separately as a brooch or clasp. Both Princess Margrethe and Princess Gloria wore the stomacher brooch, which was admired by Queen Victoria herself shortly before its debut at the 1855 Paris exhibition. The brooch was sold in 1992 after being estimated between $120,000 and $150,000, selling for $352,000. Its price reflected the exceptional quality of the untreated emerald it featured. Thurn and Taxis Emerald and Ruby Choker. This extraordinary emerald and ruby choker from the Thurn and Taxis treasury is a lavish creation featuring 6 large oval emerald cabochons, each framed in diamonds and set within openwork, filigree diamond scrolls. Alternating between them are 5 matching ruby cabochons, equally massive and finely cut, creating a spectacular contrast. Crafted around the early 1800s, this opulent jewel also includes 2 pearls at the centre and is bordered by 2 rows of diamonds, with additional stones placed in between for added brilliance. The choker, also known as a collier de chien, was made by the esteemed firm Gebrüder Kreuter of Hanau. An original design sketch survives in the archives of Graphische Sammlung Stern, preserving its historical craftsmanship. Archduchess Margaret Clementine of Austria, consort of the 8th Prince of Thurn und Taxis, was photographed wearing this grand choker in a portrait with her children around 1908. The jewel later found a bold wearer in Princess Gloria of Thurn und Taxis upon her 1980 marriage to Prince Johannes, who famously wore it at Rudolf Nureyev's 51st birthday at the Paris Opera in 1989. Thankfully, the emerald and ruby choker was not included in the 1992 Thurn und Taxis jewel auction and reappeared at the 1993 wedding gala of Archduke Karl von Habsburg and Baroness Francesca Thyssen-Bornemisser, a princess who also wore the legendary Vladimir emeralds as her own, though more fleeting, once part of the legendary Russian imperial jewels. Originally a wedding gift in 1874 to Grand Duchess Vladimir from Grand Duke Vladimir, these emeralds were smuggled out of Russia after the 1917 revolution and passed down to her daughter and granddaughter, Princess Olga. Princess Olga held on to most of her treasures during exile and wore the emeralds on several grand occasions before eventually selling them at Sotheby's in 1987. Among them were a pair of stunning earrings featuring 2 drop-shaped emeralds, 37 carats suspended from pyramid-shaped cabochon emeralds, framed in diamonds totaling approximately 17.5 carats. These historic earrings were acquired by Prince Johannes for Princess Gloria, who wore them to a whimsical Sleeping Beauty party in 1987 but were short-lived. The earrings resurfaced at Sotheby's New York in 2014, where they fetched a remarkable $1,055,000. Empress Eugénie's Pearl Tiara. Composed of 212 pearls and 1,998 diamonds, the pearl and diamond tiara was commissioned in 1853 by Emperor Napoleon III from jeweller François Niteau to mark his marriage to Eugénie de Montijo, using gems from the French crown jewels. Though initially valued at 100,000 francs, The tiara was sold during the historic French crown jewels auction to Monsieur Julius Giaube for 78,100 francs. It was later acquired by Prince Albert of Thurn and Taxis as a wedding gift for Archduchess Margarete Clementine of Austria, who wore it frequently throughout her long marriage, including at her 60th wedding anniversary celebration in 1950. In 1980, Gloria wore the historic tiara for her wedding to Prince Johannes, the 11th Prince of Thurn and Taxis. She also notably wore it for his extravagant 60th birthday ball in 1986. After his death, the tiara was sold in the 1992 Sotheby's auction for $168,300 and acquired by the Friends of the Louvre. Today, Empress Eugénie's pearl tiara is proudly displayed among the French crown jewels at the Louvre in Paris. Another historically significant piece from the Thurn and Taxis collection was the Hesse emerald brooch. Dating back to circa 1830, the antique brooch featured a detachable emerald and diamond cluster center surrounded by diamond-set foliage, suspending 2 smaller emerald drops and 3 pear-shaped emerald and diamond pendants. Originally owned by Princess Elizabeth of Prussia, it was passed down to her granddaughter, Princess Victoria of Hesse, and then to Victoria's daughter, Louise, who became Queen of Sweden upon marrying King Gustav VI Adolf in 1923. As Louise had no children, she gifted the brooch to her niece, Princess Sophie of Greece and Denmark, who wore it on several formal occasions, who eventually sold the brooch to Prince Johannes of Thurn and Taxis for his wife, Princess Gloria. Gloria wore the brooch as part of her flamboyant style, most notably at the 26th Annual Opera Ball in 1986, honouring Germany's contribution to opera. A decade after its acquisition, the brooch was sold at the 1992 Thurn and Taxis Sotheby's auction, marking the end of its time with the family. Diamond and Ruby Tiara. One of Princess Gloria's favourite tiaras, and still worn by her today, most recently even by her daughter, features an ornate base of diamond and ruby scrolls, crowned with vivid ruby and diamond clusters. Believed to be an heirloom of the princely house of Thurn and Taxis, this ruby tiara is typically paired with a striking ruby and diamond necklace, and matching earrings that trace their origins to the House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. The full ruby parure made its first documented appearance on Infanta Maria Anna of Portugal, the hereditary princess of Thurn and Taxis, during the 1929 wedding of Prince Philipp Ernst of Thurn und Taxis and Princess Eulalie, held at Schloss Taxis. In the late 1980s, Princess Gloria revived the tiara, wearing it with more classic couture for grand balls and galas. The tiara was also worn by her daughter, Princess Maria Theresia, in a 2015 Vanity Fair photoshoot, blending heritage with modern flair. As for the ruby and diamond pendant earrings, those were part of a deeply historical inheritance. Originally owned by Archduchess Margarete Clementine of Austria, they descended from Princess Clementine d'Orléans, daughter of King Louis-Philippe of France. Unfortunately, the earrings were sold in the 1992 Sotheby's auction for $89,500, but the ruby tiara itself was retained, remaining a beloved and wearable piece of Thurn and Taxis history. Gloria von Thurn and Taxis jewels tell a story. Some were sold to save an empire, others remain as dazzling emblems of resilience. Before you let us know your favourite jewel in the comments, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more royal treasures.